Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please just ignore my hair because I just took a bath, but here it is. This is my first ever book review here in my YouTube channel, and I think you already saw it on my thumbnail. The books that we're gonna have is the Twilight Saga. So this is my first time to do a book review only because it's also my first time to finish a series of the Twilight Saga. Like, I never read a book, like 5 books in a week or maybe in a month, but here it is. I actually have all the books. So we have here the Twilight, the first one from the series, and then we also have the New Moon, followed by Eclipse, and lastly the thickest, Breaking Dawn. So you can notice that there are 4 books, but in the movie there are actually 5 parts. That is because in Breaking Dawn they just have part 1 and part 2, but in the book they actually just have one book. That's why it's very thick. I'm just gonna compare it with Twilight. So this is Breaking Dawn. This is how thick it is, and then here's Twilight. You can see Breaking Dawn is thicker. So what are we gonna do? We're going to rate each book, which one is the best, which one is my least favorite, and I forgot. This is New Moon. Okay, this is Twilight. I'm so sorry about the wrong model of the book, but this is Twilight and this is Breaking Dawn. So you can see the difference. There's 3/4 of the book. Well, anyway, I already told you that we're gonna rate everything, and we're going to compare the book from the movie. So let's see if the lines are similar, are the scenes similar, what is the best adaptation, and also what are the scenes from the book that I wish was included in the movie. So let's start. First, we have the Twilight, which is the first book in the series. So these books are actually retell, or it was told by Bella. It's in Bella's POV. It's in the first person POV, which I like because I really love reading first POV because I feel like I am the main character. So I don't like reading books in a third person POV because I just don't feel it. I like when it's first POV because I feel like I am narrating and at the same time I'm the main character. So I really like this one because it's in Bella's POV. And with the Twilight, let's have a quick comparison with the movie. I think every beautiful scenes, they perfectly compressed everything in the movie, because I think all the favorite parts or the significant events are in the movie. They included it in the movie, but I don't think there's much difference with the movie. Actually, it's kind of similar. All of it are similar. What else? There's nothing I can say about the movie. The lines are also kind of the same, but of course they just need to shorten the lines to fit in a 1-hour movie. So the next book from the series is the New Moon. So basically, New Moon is about Edward leaving Bella. This is kind of thicker than the first one. So same POV, it's in Bella's POV, the New Moon. And what I like about this one, because it really narrates everything that happened when Edward left, and it actually made you appreciate Jacob more, because Jacob has more exposure here in New Moon just because Edward left Bella. And in the movie, it's also the same. But I think the part where Edward, I mean Jacob became a werewolf was kind of different. Let me find it. But I think I forgot. But when I read this one, I think it's kind of different from. I think I should annotate everything just so I can like go back. But that's it. I just feel like it's different. Or maybe that's because I don't know. So later we're gonna rate everything. So that's it. Next is the eclipse. Eclipse. So in Eclipse, this is the part where Edward is back, and then there's a love triangle happening in Eclipse. So Eclipse is about protecting Bella from the vampire army and from Victoria. This is also a very good book. Like in the movie, it's also similar, and I really love the scene where they brought Bella in the mountains, up in the mountains to protect her, and then of course the time when Bella is freezing and then Jacob was there. The scene is also there. The scene is there. So I really like this one, and I think there's nothing more that I have to tell you guys. So next is the Breaking Dawn. This is the thickest book from this one. But what I love about the Breaking Dawn is that Jacob has a POV. So if in the movie there are two parts, so we have Breaking Dawn 1 and 2, part 1 and 2, they just basically split it into two. Here in the book there is actually 3 parts. So the first one is Bella. It was book 1, which says Bella. So this is the POV of Bella, the book 1. And then the book 2 is narrated by guess what? I mean, guess who? It's Jacob. So you'll wonder why Jacob like has a book 2 in here. So basically the book 2 was narrated, and like it was the story in the POV of Jacob. So it's the part of the Breaking Dawn part 1 wherein Bella is pregnant. So the entire pregnancy, if you can still remember with the part when Jacob went to the Cullens' house to help the Cullens from the werewolves, just because they found out that Bella is pregnant. So Jacob went to the Cullens and he decided to help, and then also Seth and Leah was also there. So that was the part where Jacob narrated the Breaking Dawn. And then it went back to Bella for the book 3 during the Breaking Dawn part 2. So after the pregnancy, the story was told by Bella again. So everything is in the first point of view. And that's it. But I hope that they have the same lines from the movie. Like, I would like to have the lines from the movie included in the book, because they didn't include the part where Bella said, "You imprinted on my daughter." It's a different thing. Bella didn't ask Jacob about it here. I mean, there is a different line. That is only because I like the part where the confrontation scene. Like, I really love how Bella said, "You imprinted on my daughter." Just it's a different line in the book. So let's try to rate the books. The most favorite. Okay, so my most favorite from the book is definitely The Eclipse. The reason why I like Eclipse is because I got to appreciate Jacob, and there's a love triangle. I really love the suspense happen here, just because they fight the armies of vampires, and I really like this book. We also appreciate Jacob because Jacob can trust Bella. And then the next one on my list is the Twilight. It's only because it's the first part. I really love the first encounter when Bella found out about Edward being a vampire. Next is the Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn because I also love the fighting scenes here, especially in Breaking Dawn Part 2 of the movie. I really love the twist because, you know, the ending of the Breaking Dawn Part 2 where there is a fight where Alice showed her vision is not here. It's a different. They just negotiate and talk about it, the witness, and then they just convince Arrow, so it didn't happen. Like the fight didn't happen at all. And the least favorite is the Newman, just because Edward left Bella. Like I got to appreciate Jacob and Newman, but I just kind of feel sad because Edward was not there. Because I'm Team Edward, by the way. So I'm also looking forward to read Midnight Sun. I just hope I can find Midnight Sun book. And so that's it. That is my review of the Twilight Saga. Oh, also, just a quick story, guys, where I bought this book. Like, it's been a long time. I think more than 10 years since Twilight happened. I bought this in Indonesia when I was in Indonesia. I found it in Carousel. It cost me like 300 plus, so it's kind of cheaper compared to the books being sold here in the Philippines. So I'm also looking for Midnight Sun. It's really hard to find Midnight Sun because usually they sell it overpriced. Like I also know that it's kind of pricey, but for the pre-loved books or secondhand books, I think we can have a cheaper price. Yeah, there's also like a copy of it, but I like the original one, so I'm trying to find it from Carousel on Facebook Marketplace. If you know someone who is selling Midnight Sun, or if you are selling Midnight Sun, but please tell me because I really want to read Edward's POV, and I think that will be my favorite book from the saga. So that's all for today. I hope you like this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel and like this video, and maybe this will be the sign for you to rewatch Twilight series again.